Welcome to World of Tanks content from the Noble Q, and in this video I'm going to feature the Tier 9 French tank destroyer, the AMX 50 Foch, in some Ace Tanker gameplay. Hello there. Those of you used to my World of Warplanes videos will notice some differences here. I won't be doing a review of the AMX 50 Foch, and neither will I be doing strategy and tactics on this map, suggesting what you might try and do with your tank. Those things are best left to far better players of the game than I. What I'm going to do is just show you a battle I enjoyed very much, and I hope you will enjoy it as well. As I go through, I'll be making reference to areas on the map. Do keep your eye on the minimap, because I'll be trying to indicate where I'm talking about using my mouse. And with that, let's go. So we're on Mountain Pass. I'm top tier, and my first idea was to go round about this rock here and shoot tanks crossing here. But for that to happen, there has to be somebody spotting about here, and as we can see, that doesn't happen. The Kunzenpanzer in front of me decides to lay up in exactly the position I was thinking of occupying. That's useless unless somebody's spotting for him. Well, that somebody's now going to have to be me. So I go forwards. There's a risk here, of course. I could get spotted and shot, but I'll get more experience if I do spotting and people shoot what I spot. So we roll around the corner, and we begin to look at the area of interest. Type 61 appears, along with some other tanks. Nice shot into the Type 61. I track him. He gets behind a rock as he repairs. I shoot him again. He disappears. I'm pretty sure that third shell went in. Less sure that the fourth one went in. But now we see some of the inflexibility of auto-loaders. I have a 30-second reload where I just have to lay up and not be able to do anything. And since the introduction of auto-reloaders into the game, many of the autoloaders, to my mind, have felt less flexible than they used to be. But their big advantage is burst damage. They can get out a lot of damage very quickly. So now I'm looking at this area here, waiting to see if anybody's unwary enough to present themselves to be shot by me. And it is just a waiting game. There's something unusual about the battle on this map. Usually tanks, half the heavies, maybe all of the heavies, will go down the ice road. That's here. And also the enemy team will do the same, which is there, and then they will slug it out about there. In this case, my team has decided that the area around G1, H1, J1 and 2 is more important, and I think it is, but the enemy appear to have decided that as well, and that's really quite rare. So there are a lot of tanks in that general area now fighting hard. I continue to guard the valley. We don't want tanks crossing to about here, because that makes it difficult if they can start spotting out tanks here. I decide there's nothing there, so I roll around the corner. Now what I'm looking for, as I adjust my position, is the M2Y that was here originally. Clearly he's lost interest long before I did and gone somewhere else. Now we're 2 tanks down at this point, and I'm beginning to think I might need to join the battle over here. But what dissuades me is the fact that we've got so many tanks there that I may not be able to find a position to shoot. And as I begin to back out and consider going somewhere else, a T-34-2 jumps into the valley. I shoot him once. I bounce one off his shell, but he respects my magazine and hides behind the rock. The Panther is clearly worried that I might shoot him instead and decides to relocate. He was behind him. Now I've got a problem here. I have got 2 shells left in the magazine. That's not enough to kill this tank if he comes for me. So I decide to initiate a reload. I back up. And just as I do that, the T-34-2 clearly works out that he's got a chance of killing me and decides to make an advance. And I've got to hope that I reload before he makes that advance upon me. At least hope that the IK-90B holds him up. I bounced a shot from the Panther there. A speculative shot. This is going to be tight. Very tight. And the IKV doesn't shoot the T-34-2. Fortunately, he doesn't see me at first. That allows me to complete my reload, and I'm able to dump 3 shells into him quickly at the cost of receiving 1 that destroyed my track, and down he goes. I decide not to repair the track. I'm in a position where I can't be shot, but I don't want to be caught somewhere where the enemy knows where I am and trap me, so I decide to retreat, probably have a little look down the bridge road, or, as I notice, we seem to have done very badly at this area here, so now I'm heading to the bush in front of me, expecting to shoot tanks as they come round the corner. Well, as it happens, for once that doesn't happen. The 2 tanks that on my team that are left there are able to hold off the enemy, which surprises me, since the enemy in theory has at least 4 tanks in that general area. And that's when I noticed that a Progetto 46 has come out of the valley and straight in front of me. Takes my track off, but I'm able to kill him. I have 1 shell left. I put that into the Scorpion and then fortunately bounce the Scorpion. That allows me to escape whilst I'm reloading. The Kunterpanzer, who's come back onto the ledge above the Scorpion, destroys him. The game is still very much against us though, we're 5 tanks to 7 down. I decide to peek round the corner at this ridge here, fully expecting the enemy to try another push. Softly, softly, catchy monkey. And here comes the Panther. Now I shoot a bit early here. The Panther's able to dodge behind a rock, and my second shell slams uselessly into it. So I instantly start reloading, and whilst I'm reloading, I decide that I'll take a look down the bridge road and see if I can help the AMX M449 against the M2Y. As I start going around the corner, I realise they're actually both on the ground below the bridge. There's nothing I can do, so I double back and go back to my peaking position. As far as I know, there are still 3 tanks trying to get up here, so I want to be able to pick them off as they come up. I'm fully reloaded, I get into position. The AMX M49 has won his battle against the M2Y and has engaged the tanks at the bottom of in the valley. That allows me to get forward. I can see the other M2Ys attacking the AMX M449. I believe I can kill the TS5 if I get behind it or its side. I come round. The TS5 gives me his backside. 1 shot in. Then I make an absolute mess of the next shot. It takes me ages to get into position, but finally I do, and I kill the TS5. And at that point I realise that my team has been able to crush the enemy, so I cross the valley, and I'm hoping to be able to attack the Striv K and the Concept 1B whilst they're facing the 122 TM. And instead the Concept 1B decides that I'm dangerous, he's come to try and shoot me, and he manages it. I've got a reload going on. Now what I'm hoping for is when I get the reload done, I'll be able to shoot the Striv K in the back, and the Concept 1B will stay roughly where he is, and I'll be able to finish him off as well. But it doesn't work out that way. The Concept 1B decides to attack the corner I'm attacking, so I stop, waiting for him to come round. That gives the 122 TM time to kill the Striv K. I realise the Concept 1B is actually waiting for me to come round, so I decide to oblige him. I bounce him, put a shell into his bottom plate, and we come to a very satisfying end to a game that I've thoroughly enjoyed. And it's not a bad game, as you'll see in the results review coming up. So let's take a look at the outcome of this battle, and as we can see, it's an ace tanker, 4 kills, total damage of 5,243 with 9 critical hits, blocked damage 1,025, 1,424 assistance, and that was all from spotting, and 4 spots. Look at the team score panel, we can see that was certainly enough by damage and indeed by XP for first place, and equal first on number of kills across both teams. Didn't quite get the top damage in the game. The Concept 1B, which I destroyed at the end of the game, got that award. We go into the detailed report. We can see that earned for the battle was 74,349 credits. Didn't fire any gold. 49,353 after expenditure on ammunition and repairs. That received 2,036 experience. First victory of the day was a ×2 to give us 4,072, and on the free experience 102 ×2, 204. Not a bad little battle. And there you have it. That was my best game in the AMX 50 Foch by some distance, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, I hope you'll come back and see my future content. But until then, this is the Noble Q, signing out.